We have extremely serious news right now. Overnight, Department of Homeland Security officials entered a member of Congress's office, Jerry Nadler's in New York, proceeded to detain one of Nadler's staffers on the suspicion that she was harboring rioters, despite the fact that no one ever said that there were any riots occurring. Jerry Nadler, a Democrat in New York, came out with a scathing statement saying that if this could happen to a staffer in a member of Congress's office, folks, it can happen to anyone. Department of Homeland Security officials are becoming more and more aggressive in an effort to not just enforce immigration law, but also to scare others, like staffers in a member of Congress's office, from doing anything that could potentially be helpful to undocumented immigrants in the United States of America. This is a very scary time for a lot of people. In addition, overnight, Donald Trump posted an image on Truth Social that if Joe Biden did, they would call for his impeachment, his resignation, and the 25th Amendment. Donald Trump reposted a post on Truth Social saying that Joe Biden was executed in 2020 and that what the American public saw over the past 4 years was merely a clone of Joe Biden, was not actually Joe Biden, and was a robot, an engineered robot. Yes, I'm serious. I posted the post below to my Substack so you can check it out. Now, before I continue, folks, attacks are on the rise. I need your support. Please consider subscribing to my Substack today by clicking the button below or supporting my work by sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas. I'm doing this 24/7, 365 days a year because the truth matters right now. This morning, Ukraine launched a major drone attack on 4 Russian strategic air bases across Russia in what will be a defining moment in this war that has lasted more than 3 years now. Significantly, Ukraine did not tell the United States ahead of this launch. According to reports, over 40 Russian aircraft have been hit in the strikes. Ukraine smuggled drones into Russia, followed later by small wooden mobile cabins used to hide the drones under their roofs. Then, all of these drones were launched this morning, targeting strategic Air Force bases across Russia, from Siberia to elsewhere, in a dramatic escalation, in a major blow to Vladimir Putin. In addition, Donald Trump is now publicly thinking, was all of Elon Musk's efforts in Doge bullshit? That's what he's asking advisors now after Elon Musk pledged to cut $1 trillion in federal spending, but achieved only 170 billion and really only about 9.4 billion. So now he's saying, well, was the bag of goods that Elon sold me bullshit? Seeking a pardon from Donald Trump has turned into a lucrative opportunity for lobbying and consulting firms with ties to the administration. Wealthy individuals hoping for clemency or for pardons have reportedly been willing to pay millions of dollars to Trump connected lobbyists in an effort to get their case in front of the President of the United States of America. Blatant corruption in plain sight. U.S. military officials estimate that Donald Trump's parade in Washington, D.C. on his birthday in 13 days could cost up to $16 million to fix the roads in Washington, D.C. after the tanks and other heavy military equipment drive down them. $16 million. And that doesn't include the cost of the actual parade, which some experts estimate to be over $30 million. This morning, Speaker Mike Johnson attended the Meet the Press and falsely claimed that there are no Medicaid cuts in the big, beautiful bill, calling the legislation a, quote, important and historic thing. His statement contradicts the CBO and all independent analysts who say that 13.7 million Americans would lose health insurance because of massive Medicaid cuts. When asked if he trusts the Congressional Budget Office, which is a nonpartisan office, Mike Johnson responded, no, not at all. He claimed that the CBO sometimes gets projections correct, but said that it always underestimates growth resulting from tax cuts and deregulation. When asked by Dana Bash on CNN whether or not Russell Vought, who was one of the authors of Project 2025 and the current director of the Office of Management and Budget, whether they're currently enacting Project 2025, Vought says, no, of course not. However, that denial is viewed as a blatant lie given all of the actions taken by this administration thus far. Senator Chris Murphy, responding to Senator Joni Ernst, said, quote, I think everybody in that audience knows they're going to die. They would just rather die in old age at 85 or 90 instead of dying at 40. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick stated that Donald Trump's 90-day pause for tariffs is a firm deadline, despite a recent federal court ruling that tariffs are going to be coming back. And Donald Trump has removed essentially his NASA pick to lead NASA, even though Elon Musk personally endorsed this individual to lead NASA and will be replacing him with someone else. That's all the news right now. Subscribe to my Substack to support by clicking the button below or send a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas, and I'll see you this evening.